The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, it's me, the Macho Savage. You're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the Macho King.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the you Gandon Giant, come on. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Renovation, the other half of the rock and wrestling connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the trash, 7 to 10. Tuesday night, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous take in the Road Warriors. We do the deal. If you know what's good for you, you're listening to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch, because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this. When the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week, and here we are again on this beautiful, cold, well, it's not as cold as it has been Tuesday, and this is, I guess, February 10th, so according to our screen, it's February 10th, so. Doug, how you doing? Oh, I got to make sure I have you turned on. Wait a minute, I got to make sure you're turned on. Go ahead and talk.
I'm doing fine, Michael.
Good, you're on too, and everything's working.
Nice and warm. It's 52 degrees here.
Oh, I'm jealous. It's still colder than that here. But anything's better than last week, I'm telling you. Whew, I couldn't have been so much colder than I was last week. So, yeah. Well, we've had a heck of a week this past week. We were freezing temperatures, below freezing temperatures. I tell you, my car hates cold weather almost as much as I do. So...
batteries don't do well in the cold, do they?
I'm actually surprised. It isn't as bad as I expected it to be. I'm still, I'm still having to charge, at least I have to charge once to get home, but it's really only for like 5 minutes maybe, or actually less. It's really, I almost could make it home on the one charge, but I just figure since I get free electric, I'd charge it all the way, or not all the way, but I'd charge it to 80% or 70%, and then when I get home, I don't have to use as much electricity when I get home. So yeah, it's pretty good though. I actually I had 2 shows this weekend, so I was in Jersey Friday and Saturday, and it was cold both days, even though Saturday was our special Valentine's Day show, and I'll show you a picture of me at the Valentine's Day show here in a second, as soon as I figure out how to switch it over to that. I think I do this. This is all I think I do. I think I do this. There we go. So there I am in my tuxedo, tuxedo shirt. So Friday we had our normal Friday night show, and then Saturday we had our special Valentina's Day shirt, our Valentina's Day show. We had 2 Valentinas on the show, and Ann is in the chat room, and Christine's in the chat room, and hello to both of you. And so we had 2 good, really good shows back to back. It was fun. It was. My Friday night was me and Tony commentating, or I'm sorry, me and Amadeus commentating. And then Saturday, it was me and the 2 people you see on the screen there. The guy on the extreme left is Twitch. His name is Twitch. And the other guy, his name is Noah. I forget what he went by. He went by another name, though. And anyway, those guys, they're really good commentators, not like me. I'm a hack. I'm not a commentator. I'm just, I'm less common than they are. So I'm more, what's the opposite of a commentator? More tater for the dollar, I guess. I don't know. It was fun, but yeah, it was interesting. It was 2 good shows. They were back to back, and it was 2 totally different shows. The Valentina Day one was all wrapped around basically a woman's show with a couple men instead of a men's show with a couple women. So it turned out to be a really good show. I was happy with it, and I was scared because we didn't have many pre-sales, so I thought, oh, we're gonna lose our shirt on this one, but we didn't. We actually. We did well, so I was glad of that. And now we're off to the next show, which is this Friday, and then we have another Friday, Saturday the following week, and the following week we're going to have our casket match that we didn't have a couple weeks ago because the guy that was supposed to be in the casket match turned out to be, he was very ill that day, so he couldn't make it. So we're going to do the casket match coming up on I think it's the 21st. So that's going to be fun. How was your weekend?
My weekend was uneventful.
That sounds...
I preached on Sundays and worked with a couple guys and did Celebrate Recovery, and that's my Sunday, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Sounds fantastic. I wouldn't mind having a couple of weekends like that. But you do what you got to do, you know. And I signed up for it, so I'm going to be doing whatever it is I got to do to make this business work. So it's going to be interesting. The next couple of weeks are going to be interesting. This week, all I got to do is Thursday. I got my mentor at 11. I got practice at 5. I got a Friday show and a Saturday show, and then we're back to our regular business. So it's going to be a crazy week, but you know, if I didn't have crazy weeks, what would I have? So I'm happy about that. We got a lot of good stuff on the show today. It's going to be interesting. We had a lot of stuff that happened in the news, a lot of stuff that we have talked around and we'll be talking about tonight. But the most important part is the birthday show.
Birthday.
I hate to say it, but we got a lot of birthdays. And there's only a couple that you're not going to know, and I'm going to say them because they're people that I think deserve to be acknowledged. But you've been doing good anyway. You've been doing good with the birthday show, even with people you don't know. And some of these people I realize you're not going to know, but some of these people I feel I want to say something about anyway. So I just, you're not going to lose any points for not knowing those particular people. But you may surprise me. You surprised me before. You surprised me in the past couple of weeks where you've gotten probably 90% of them. And I didn't think you would do that because I didn't think you'd know that many people.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to get the ones you don't know first. First guy is Rob Cordray, and you might know him, you might not. He's had bit parts in everything. Oh, yeah, okay, I did put the right screen up. He's been in. What was some of the shows he's been in? He's been in I think he was in the Roseanne show or whatever that was called. He's been in. He's never been the lead. He's always been a background part, but he's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Okay.
52.
He is actually, bing, ding, ding, 55. You got a good one there. You actually might know some of the stuff he's been in because he's been in a lot of things. But like I said, he's not been a big name in most of those things. He's been in. I forget what all the things is that I've seen him in. He's been in a lot of things. Darn it! Now I'm not gonna see anything. Okay, he's been Blackballed. If you watch Blackballed in HBO, he was in that. Yeah. He was in Blades of Glory, Semi-Pro, Howard and Kumar. He's been in. That was it. Hot Tub Time Machine. He's been in a lot of really weird stuff, but it's Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's actually worked a lot, but he's never really had a lead role. But that's why I figured you probably wouldn't know him. Next one would be Christopher Guest. Again, he's a guy that you probably have seen in something. He was in Spinal Tap. And actually, let's see if there's a picture of him from Spinal Tap. Yeah, here we go. There he is. Oh, wait, is that him? I think that's him. Spinal Tap. And he's had a lot of things that were really fun roles, too. But, again, he's a guy that has been in minor things except for Spinal Tap. And so, anyway, he's been around for a while. Hint, hint.
I'm going to say 71.
78, so you're close enough. Next one, Barbara Hershey. Now, you should know her. Why should you know her? She was Mary Magdalene in Last Temptation of Christ.
77.
She is 7. What is she? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Where's her? Oh, did I knock her age out? No, there you are. 78. You got it. Next one, Tim Meadows. He was in Saturday Night Live and many other things, but that was his main claim to fame. Now, he was in...
I remember him. I can't remember where I've seen him, but I know I've seen him.
Yeah, he's had a lot of bit parts, too.
I'm going to say 63.
That's a good one, 65. All right, you're right there again. Vanessa Redgrave. There's a name you haven't heard in a while. And I would say she looks more like these two than, well, these three than that.
Let's go 86.
You got close. 89. That's close enough. Christian Bale. He was Batman. One of the Batman. He was my favorite Batman, actually. See, here you go. Here he is, right there. He was a really brooding Batman. He was the Batman that they did 3 of them in a row with him, and he was like the really, and until the very last Batman, he was the really brutiest Batman.
He's hard to guess. I'm going to say 55.
You got it, 52. Next one. Phil Collins. We just talked about him the other day. And there he is in a wheelchair.
Yeah, now how old is he?
He's probably, I would say this would be a good representation of what he looks like now. This one and this one.
I'm going to say 79.
75, you got it. Brett Butler, I don't know if you remember her. She had a TV show. She was a comedian that was touring, and she got a TV show. She was actually in Walking Dead. That's her in Walking Dead. But she had a TV show. I don't remember the name of the show, but she was found as a stand-up, and everyone loved her so much they gave her a comedy show. And then I hadn't heard her for ages. Then I saw she was in The Walking Dead. I didn't even recognize her because she looks like this now.
71.
She is 68, so you get that one too. Next one. You're actually doing good. You hit every one so far. This girl is named Rebecca Quinn. Now, I don't know if you know her by that name or not. Do you know Rebecca Quinn?
No.
All right, you'll know her by this picture I'm about to show you. Let me get rid of some of these pictures. You will know her a lot. I guarantee it. All right, here is the picture I'm going to show you. Her real name is Rebecca Quinn. Her name that you know her by is Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this is her too, believe it or not.
45.
39, that's close enough. All right, Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
He's been around forever.
He's an old guy. He's been around forever, and he's old, and I'd say he's 79.
83, you win the point for that, too. Here's another one. Mia Farrow.
She's been around forever.
Another one that's been around forever, yes.
79.
She's 81. That's another point for you. I don't think you missed one yet. You got every one of them so far. Michael B. Jordan, who is, he was Creed, amongst other things. And he actually has,
48.
he's got a show right now called Sinners. What'd you say?
48.
You lose that on that one. He's 39. Next one, Tom Hiddleston. You may not know him by name, but he is Loki, amongst other things.
He looks around 40 to me.
45, you get the point. Okay, Charlie Day. He's done a lot of, if you saw, what's that show from Philadelphia? It's always
Sunny in
yeah, that's the one. He was in that. He's also a comedian, and he's been in a lot of movies. I've never seen him take a lead part in a movie, but he was one of the leads in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But I love him. He's funny as anything.
43.
Where is he? There he is. He's 50, so I'll give you the point. The next one, Carole King. She's been around forever. I would say she looks like this one.
83.
84, you got the point. Judith Light. She was on Who's the Boss? I always loved her. I don't see any pictures that I would think look like her, though. Although she just may be aging well. But I don't really, let me see if I can see a picture that, this may look like her. But I think she aged really well. That's a hint, by the way. Yeah, I don't see, maybe this.
I'm going to take a wag. 59.
77.
Yeah,
You got to remember that was that was probably in the 80s, probably the 80s. Oh, wait, here's her in 2024. Let's see what she looks like in 2024. Well, she aged really well. She doesn't look, what did I say she was? 77. She does not look a day near, I would say she doesn't even look 50 to me, but maybe 50. But that's, yeah. Hey, there's Peggy. How you doing, Peggy? See you Friday. Peggy goes to the events. Then we got David Gallagher. Now, David Gallagher was, okay, so I'm going to tell you who David Gallagher is so you can get a better idea how old he is. David Gallagher was the baby in Look Who's Talking. So, it gives you an idea how old he is, sort of. Because those movies came out, let's see, who was I with at that time? I would think I was with Pam at the early days. So I would say, no, I was probably with Nancy then. Ooh, that would be a long time. Okay, I'm going to say I was with Pam when that happened. So that would have probably been up to, Pam and I split up in, or Nancy and I split up in 91. So.
And what show was he in?
Look Who's Talking, those movies. Look Who's Talking, where he was the baby.
I'm going to say 52.
He is 41. So that's not bad. You did pretty good. Did I say Alice Cooper's last one?
Oh, Alice. How old would he be?
Now, keep in mind that you and I were listening to his music in the 70s, and he started in the music in the 60s.
Give me a picture of him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Oops. And keep in mind that he is straight now. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs.
Yeah.
All he does is play golf. I would say this would be probably close.
I'm going to say 78.
He is, you got that one on the nose. You got them all. I think you only missed one.
I blew two of them.
Okay. That's not bad. Not bad at all. You get to be a good guy at picking these names.
And when I blew them big.
Yeah, the one you did. The one you missed by about 30 years. So, but she really looks good, so I can't blame you for that one. But that's pretty good. I wonder if this is what he looks like now. Interesting. So I just decided to do this. I hadn't planned on doing this before, but I think I'm going to do this. As you know, Thursdays I meet with my mentor about acting and stuff. And I want to show you what we worked on and get your opinion. So what we worked on was, because I'm going into being a writer for movies, we're going to look at my IMDP Pro. I just think I want to get your opinion on does it look, pretend you don't know who I am. Actually, most of the time you do when you see me anyway, so that was a joke. Anyway.
I got it.
So here we go. Let's see if this is a guy that looks like he's in the business. So, Classy Mike Trash, known for Agency, Pro Wrestling Unplugged, Winder, Youngest Partisan, and has my contact information, has a couple pictures of me. Put a picture of me, just casual pictures. That's from Flocked. This is a picture of me that I did at a photo shoot. And then this is showing that I'm in wrestling. Then we've got, okay, go ahead. Then I got a picture of Stoneface. And then I've got a picture of Salt Road. And then I just got a picture of me with musician instrument stuff. And then I got a headshot. And then I got a shot of me in Vital Idol. And then I got a shot of me. Look at how big I am.
Yeah.
That's only from like 2018 or something. Or no, maybe it was 2020. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But and that's my headshot of my main headshot. So what do you think?
Pretty good, Michael. Pretty good.
Do I look like I'm in the business?
Yeah.
And then we got on here. It'll say things I'm known
You're
for.
definitely full of it, Mike.
Yeah, I am full of it. Yep. And then I have reels of things that I try to promote myself with. I have a bunch of music videos that I did that I put in there. I'm getting actually some hits and stuff since I updated it. So a lot of people are interested in what I'm doing. So I'm really thinking that we're on our way. We might see something happen here. It's cool because little by little, I'm meeting the standards of what. See, now I couldn't have done this by myself because I have no idea what the people look for. And what I thought they were looking for is not what they're looking for. And that's what she's for, because she does this for a living. And she looked at, we did our, what they call our Bible, which is a short summary of what the project is about. Mine happens to be 8 pages. Some of them can be more than that. If you have a movie, it might be less than that. It might be more than that. A description of the characters that are in it and stuff like that. We did that already. We did the 1 page, which is the first thing that anybody asks when they're trying to buy something is the 1 page. It's basically a description of what your project is about in 1 page. And that's all done. We did... what else we did? Well, we did. We've done all these stuff. Just lots of stuff. I mean, I'm about 12 weeks in, so we're almost ready. We're almost ready to make the move and start networking and talking to people. So this is exciting. The most exciting part of my life, I think, is right now because I got a lot of things going on. Something else that's going on, which I don't think I talked about, and if I did, just tell me I did. Our company, Pro Wrestling Star Academy, was awarded a grant. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Okay, so I think I told you. I might have told. Maybe I didn't. I'm going to pretend I didn't tell you anything. So this grant is for about $850 million. Not all of it is coming to us, but it's for setting up kids programs, getting them off the street and involving them in pro wrestling and training, fitness, and all that stuff. And it's going to start out with a Philadelphia location. After that Philadelphia location, we've got about 30 locations across the world that we're going to be doing. This is big. It's really, really big. And it's really crazy how mind-boggling it could change everyone that is involved in our company. It could change our lives. Because instead of having one location to manage, we're now talking about multiple locations. Now, the first location isn't going to be ready till September. And then after that's ready, we go to the next location, and then we go to the next. We're actually going to go to Cambodia. Cambodia. Who would have thought?
Why Cambodia?
Well, I mean, because that's one of the churches, one of the church locations that we're going to go. I'm just like, I'm in awe of all this stuff that we're going to be doing to change kids' lives.
Excellent, Mike.
I'm just so happy about it.
How'd this come about?
Well, we have a guy that's been working on this for several years, even before our company was started. And when I was talking to Mitch about starting a program, okay, so it started like this. I was out of the business. I was out of the business for about since 2014. And mostly after I had the stroke, I felt I wanted to be in the business, but I didn't feel like I could perform up to the levels that I was. So with that, I decided it was time to maybe get out of it and get out of it altogether, because I didn't want to. Last thing I wanted to do was be in the business and not be. I didn't want to be like Ric Flair was in his last couple years, where he was just a name showing up, And so I decided I was going to walk away from the business while I was able to, and I wasn't going to get injured anymore, and it was time. And I was doing like one show a year, maybe two, because one of my mentors got sick and injured and unable to pay money, so I got back into business and helped him to raise some money, and then I just did little spot shows, about, like I said, 2 times a year maybe. And then one day, Tony Amadeus got a hold of me and said, would you like to work in my promotion? And I said, well, I'm kind of winding down, but what are you doing? And he told me, and he said he had a show coming up, and he wanted me to, actually we're coming up on the anniversary of the show. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll do it. He said, well, will you bring your belt, the Trash Talking Radio belt? Because whenever I brought the Trash Talking Radio belt, I always had something to do, because I could do something that nobody else could do. Since I was the owner of the belt, I could have my own match surrounding the belt. And it was always entertaining because it was different than everybody else was doing. Because that was always a goal of mine. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I want to do something different. So I worked a show with him, and then I worked another show with him as his partner, and I lost money, and I was like, ugh. Then we worked our third show, and we exploded. We packed a giant building, but we still didn't make money. And I said, if you want to make money, you got to stop doing what you're doing. And what he was doing was booking too much talent. So I said, and the other thing, if you really want to do this right, you should have a school, and you should just, work school shows and get students and stuff like that. So in the meantime, I said, and if you're going to do this, maybe we should get Mitch involved, because I've known Mitch forever. And because I talked to Mitch, I've known Mitch longer than I've known Tony. I've known Mitch probably for, 25 years. So he goes, well, I don't get along with Mitch, and Mitch don't get along with me. I said, why? He said, I don't really know. So I did some investigating. I found out why Mitch and him didn't get along. And I patched it up, and I made everything good. And Mitch said, well, I kind of want to start a school. I said, well, that's what we want to do. I said, maybe we can do it together. And Mitch said, well, I want, I got a partner already. I don't know. Keep me in contact, and we'll decide. And I had Tony, told Tony what I told him, and I got him to talk to Mitch, and him and Mitch patched everything up. So now the only problem was his partner. Well, his partner, my last contact with him was not good. Him and I didn't see eye to eye, and we never patched it up. And so I had a trust issue with him, and he had a trust issue with me. So that didn't go so well. So I wanted Mitch really bad. I really wanted him because he has production studio, and he's a good production guy, and I figure I'm pretty good at, I can do production, but Mitch is better at production than I am, because that's his main focus. And I thought, well, maybe I could somehow do something to help the business that somebody else isn't doing. Like focus is a good thing for me. I'm good at focusing. I'm good at talking people off the cliff when they're on the cliff. So I thought about it, and I talked to him, and I said, this is what I think we ought to do. Let's talk to Mitch again. Let's see what Mitch wants to do, and let's see if we can work with the guy that Mitch has as a partner. So little by little, we've been working together, and I've been gaining trust with his partner, and his partner was gaining trust with me. And after a couple of weeks, we became really close friends. We talked everything out. We figured out what was going on. We both got a common ground, and we became really good friends. So it turned out really great, better than I thought it would. And so we found a building, or I should say Tony found a building, and everybody loved this building, and it's the building we're in now. And so after a couple months of looking for a building, we found the perfect building. And so we ended up building our school there and opening September 20th. And here we are. What are we, 6 months later or whatever it is? And we're doing really well. We're not breaking even yet. We're not making money yet, but we're really close. And the way it's working, I mean, you figure any business is going to lose money for a while. But we're way ahead of schedule. We're going to be making money again, or making money before too long, because the way things are all working. You know how sometimes it just seems like everything's falling in place the way it should fall in place? Well, that's where we're at. These opportunities keep popping right in front of us. And so we're trying to make this thing work. And so anyway, before that, Mitch had this deal going, and they actually got the grant before Trump got into office. And once Trump got in office, he put everything on hold. So then all of a sudden, well, we got the money awarded to us, but they weren't giving the money out. Well, just recently, just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, they approved it. And now we got the money. Well, we don't have the money we got part of the money in our pockets, or allocated to us. So, yeah, we're on our way. It's kind of cool. And so everybody's working and trying to make it work and trying to make it happen. And we got a great crew. We got a great, the people behind us are very supportive. They just, I feel so happy about this. And, it's funny because we had this show last week, and we gave everybody their money. A bunch of people gave their money back. They didn't take their money because they want to see this work. So they gave us their money back. That was unbelievable. When have you ever seen something like that where someone gives you money and they give it back? And they say, we believe in what you're doing. We know what you're trying to do. You're trying to build this. We want to make sure that it's still running. We want to, and we're like, are you sure? You work for this. So not only do we have a locker room, but we have a locker room that believes in what we're doing. And I almost broke out in tears because these guys were like understanding what we're doing, and they all want to be seeing us successful. So, yeah, that's, when have you ever worked somewhere that you gave your money back?
Yeah.
It's great. It's, I couldn't ask for a better crew of people, because we're not even talking about, if you had a bunch of people that were just schlubs, not really good workers, and I could see them working for free. But I'm talking about people that are really good workers that are devoting their time and efforts for us. That's unreal. I can't ask for anything like that. You can't buy loyalty like that. And we don't have to, because they love it. They love us. And I actually, one guy that, when I first met him, he kind of gave me the cold shoulder. But as we worked, as he saw that I was there, not just to shamelessly plug the show or shamelessly plug what we're doing, and not to, and I'm not there as an ego. I'm not there saying, this is my place and I'm doing it all. I'm not. That's not me. When he realized that we're building something that we want us all to win, he said to me, he was thanking me. I said, I appreciate that, but I really want to thank you, because we couldn't do these shows if it weren't for you and this crew of people. Because like I said, this crew of people isn't just a basic jobber, a guy that just goes to shows because he can't get a job anywhere else. These are guys that are accomplished wrestlers that could work WWE or AEW or whoever, whatever promotions out there. They're good enough that they could work any of those promotions if given the right opportunity. So I'm amazed. I just, I feel like something is, we were meant to do this. I don't know what it is that we're meant to do. I don't know what the end result is, but I do know that whatever we're doing it right. And we're not doing it out of ego. We're not doing it out of greed, obviously. But we are doing it because of the love of the business and wanting to actually give back to the business and to the kids, and we're trying to be family friendly. We're not trying to do anything we don't do hardcore, at least not regularly. We try to keep it family friendly and PG-13. So, but that makes me happy. I'm so happy that this is all doing what it's supposed to do. So, yeah, that's what I want to say about that. I feel really lucky, happy, whatever you want to say, fortunate. I'm just excited about everything. So, anyway, all right.
That's cool.
All right, on to the show now. I am happy about it. All right, first show, our first thing. Beloved sandwich franchise files for bankruptcy. If you're into Subway, Subway's in serious trouble. It says here, Subway franchise files for bankruptcy with 43 locations at risk. Subway locations in Maine, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Virginia could be shuttered with MTF Enterprises. That's a major Subway operator, files for Chapter 11. I didn't ever think we'd see that from Subway. Subway has always been to me, a staple for as long as I've known them.
Well, there's Jersey Mike's around Cincinnati and Penn Nation, and a lot of privates.
Yeah, I guess I never really.
It's a lot of competition.
Yeah, I never really thought about that because I hear of Jersey Mike's. I don't think I've ever been to one, but I don't know. I was surprised that they're looking at 43 locations throughout Pennsylvania, Maine, and New Hampshire, Virginia. I hope that doesn't happen, but I guess if it happens, it happens. But I was really kind of surprised. Not that I go to that many, I actually would rather go to a Mon Pa than a Subway, but, I still like Subway. Second story, Mel Brooks. Man, Mel Brooks, the story is this. Still laughing at 99. 99. That's crazy. Why would you be? I mean, I shouldn't say that because Dick Van Dyke is 100 and he's still doing it. But, wow, 99. It says here, at 99, he doesn't speak like a man arranging his legacy. He speaks like a man chasing the next laugh. Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man, new HBO documentary directed by Judd Apatow and by Michael Bonfiglio, and added as a nod to Brooks' classic 1,000-year-old man comedy routine with Carl Reiner. Excavates with unusual tenderness the life and career and arguably the most influential American humorist since Mark Twain. I mean, I gotta say, as a kid, I just loved everything he did. Everything he did was just so funny to me. And he wasn't afraid to do fart jokes. He was the first one that got fart jokes on the air, you know? It says his work includes The Producers, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, History of the World Part 1, High Anxiety, and Spaceballs. You know, I think the first thing I saw of his was probably Young Frankenstein. And I think the second thing I saw was History of the World Part 1. And the third thing I thought was High Anxiety. Then I might have seen Blazing Saddles. And then I know I saw Spaceballs. And they were actually talking about doing a Spaceballs 2. Hard to believe that they're having a sequel like, 50 years later. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, they have a documentary. I need to check that documentary on it. It tracks Brooks from his childhood in Brooklyn through World War II and the writer's room of your show shows, his creative marriage of nearly 41 years to Anne Bancroft, his lifelong brotherhood with Reiner, and his creative partnerships with Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor, and countless others. So, did you like his stuff?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's definitely a some people just, you either like him or you hate him. There's no in between. There's a lot of people that couldn't stand, like, some of the stuff was...
Young Frankenstein was one of the best movies I ever saw.
Yes, and it was black and white. And it had Terry Garr, and she was the hottest thing. And I loved her. I loved her, even though she was, 40 years older than me or whatever. But, well, maybe not 40, but she was a lot older than me. But, yeah, she was cool. And a lot of people didn't get the Blazing Saddles. And a lot of people objected to the language of Blazing Saddles because it was really obnoxious. So, yeah, I liked Blazing Saddles, and I liked just about everything he did. And some of the stuff was a little more obscure, but I got it, you know. I think, like I said, I don't know really which one I liked best, but you know, I liked them all for a different reason. They weren't, if you want, you know, some of the guys, when you watch one of their movies, everything else is the same. His wasn't like that, I don't think. So, but at 99, oh man, I don't know if I want to be 99. I can't imagine. Of course, I couldn't imagine where I am at now either. So, I keep thinking, how did I get to this age? Somehow it snuck up on me. I didn't expect to be over 50, so I'm happy that I'm this far. Let's see. So that one's that. All right. Oh, didn't want to do that. So we get rid of this, get rid of this. All right. So speaking of sequels, there's going to be another Fast and Furious. The Fast and Furious is back together with the latest installment, Fast and Furious. What's this one going to be called? Let me see. This must be 11. It says Fast X. No, that was 2023. Was okay. Still, maybe it is. Oh, the sequel to Fast X was initially slated for 2025, but was delayed. It's called Fast Forever, and so we're going to see the next Fast and Furious. I mean, after all, they couldn't. They aren't ever going to make any money on that. That used to be the most expensive film ever made. I think it was 10 or whatever was the most expensive one. It was like almost $400 million to make that movie, and they still made their money back. It's hard to believe. So Vin Diesel, you know, he can't afford to live on that pennies that he makes off of those movies. But yeah, it says says franchise Vinzel, known for his role as Dominic Toretto, has news on Instagram, posting a photo of himself with the late Paul Walker, who played Brian O'Connor. Walker died in 2013 while Furious 7. No one said the road would be easy, but it's ours. He said, and the legacy lasts forever. It says here, March 17, 2028, Fast Forever. So we're going to see that one more time, at least. They'll keep making it as long as people keep going to see it. I think one of my favorite ones was the one with The Rock in it. Actually, he was in a couple of them, I guess, but the one that I liked the most was they were driving these fast cars on a icy road and stuff, and I don't remember which one it was, but it was pretty cool. So that's the next Fast and Furious. Oh, what'd I do? I hit the wrong button. Stop. Okay, stop. Okay. Then we got... Did you watch any of these? Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No.
I didn't either, but I watched a bunch of the commercials for the Super Bowl. They were pretty good.
I watched it on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty darn good. I gotta say that the Budweiser ones were pretty good. All the ones I saw were pretty. There were a bunch on that were really good, and I liked it. And a lot of those were AI generated too, so it was really interesting to see what they had. So I was thinking.
The Pepsi. Did you see?
Yes,
Pepsi
the Pepsi were awesome. Actually, I thought of playing them, but I get tagged on them. I thought I'll think about it. I might towards the end. I might play them because we're not monetized anyway. So all they could do is take our monetization away. So I'm not really worried about it. But I did actually, or did I actually get it here? I think I might have got it. I actually may have put it on here. Punxsutawney Phil's Armadillo equivalent. Can't say it. Equivalent. Yeah, that too. Do you know what he is? It's B Cave Bob. There he is. B Cave Bob. He's an armadillo.
Did he see his shadow?
Good. Let's look. It says, when Pennsylvania celebrates Groundhog Day with Punxsutawney Phil, Central Texas uses a different animal to predict the start of spring. On Monday, an armadillo named Bee Cave Bob made his prediction in the town just west of Austin. According to him, we can expect a few more weeks of winter. I hope he's wrong. I am so tired of being cold. Yeah, we're gonna get. You're gonna get hit again anyway. You're gonna get hit in the next. I think in the next week. Yeah, the big one coming. So I hope they are wrong, and I hope that. But they've been pretty right so far. Anyway,
Velocity will tell me what's going on.
Yeah, that's all. That's what I watch, and I watch a couple other ones too to see if they are all agreeing with each other. But boy, I'll tell you, that scares me. It scares me how much they get it right nowadays. And he, I've been tracking it with him. I'm learning a lot about the way they do that, and it's funny because we are in the right part. Us, not you. You're in the wrong part of town. We are lucky enough that where we are is the tip of the southeast tip of Pennsylvania gets missed most of the time. And that makes me happy that we get missed because I'm seeing it get hit everywhere else. And luckily, we don't get hit. So, okay, Puck... see here, it says, Old B Cave didn't see his shadow, so we're probably going to see 3 more weeks of winter, but nothing really cold, said Al Manack, the man who was present at the B Cave Bob event on Monday. Meanwhile, Phil did see a shadow, signaling 6 more weeks of winter. The Armadillo predicted an early spring, and his verdict was the same in 2024 and 2023. He's been forecasting spring for more than 10 years now, and the Armadillo has only seen his shadow 3 times since 2011. So I don't care if he sees it or not, because he's not in our area, so I'm sure that his area will be just fine. We'll be up here. We'll be up here freezing our butts off. So I don't know. That scares me.
What's his name again?
OLOBEEB. OB Cave. I don't know where that came from, but you know. All right. Let's see here. Then, so McDonald's is going to have a new menu item on their menu just ahead of Valentine's Day. Any idea what it is?
No.
You're not going to believe this. Caviar.
Caviar?
But only for one day. Chicago says McDonald's is launching a limited edition McNugget Caviar Kit ahead of Valentine's Day, pulling together the famous chicken nuggets with premium sturgeon caviar as part of an online promotion. The food chain announced it in a news release. The kits debuted Tuesday, February 10th, and will be available free of charge while supplies last. That probably won't last long, I would think. Oh, here it is. Says here, they teamed up with a luxury supplier, Paramount Caviar, to create the first nugget caviar kit, which pair 1 ounce tin of berry sturgeon caviar with the chain's chicken nuggets. Each offering includes a $25 arch card to buy nuggets, cream fraiche, and a mother-of-pearl caviar spoon for serving. The company said the kits will be available exclusively online beginning at 11 a.m. and will not be available in McDonald's restaurants. Why would they? That's kind of weird. Okay. The kits are free, but quantities are limited and expected to draw demand. So get your caviar kits as soon as you can. All right. So a job applicant rejected for listing olive oil as an interest. Why would that be?
I have no idea.
I can't imagine why that would be a... Okay, let's see what it says. It says, the gist, a viral social media post about a job applicant listing olive oil as an interest sparked a lively debate, prompting many to question whether such a personal detail is a hiring red flag or a refreshing display of authenticity. I can't imagine why olive oil would be, that's, it doesn't, is it used in alcohol? Is it?
I don't know.
Let's see if we can see what, there's a resume anecdote. Let me see here. Okay, cannot stress how much of an advantage it is to be normal, well-adjusted applicant for banking roles. I reviewed a resume that listed olive oil as an interest. That's not an interest. It's been hours, and I cannot stop thinking about it. There will not be an interview. What is that about? Why wouldn't you interview someone if they I mean, they could be their family was involved in a olive business. I don't know. So this is embarrassing, but for the record, and just so we have it, so you have olive oil listed as an interest on your resume. Sorry to even have to ask. Okay, a friend of mine. Okay, here we go. A friend runs an olive oil factory, and an applicant listed the global financial system as an interest. That is not an interest. There will not be an interview. What? What? I don't understand. That doesn't even make sense to me. Is there any reason to why can't olive oil be an interest? Noted that there were several other flags, but would that alone have stopped you from giving the interview an opportunity? I think most interests can be pretty depth, and an indicator of someone's personality, ability to dive into things. I can't think of any reason why that would be. Maybe I should ask my AI. Let's see if AI tells us. Let's ask Grok. Refused an interview for a job based on having olive oil as an interest. Any reason why? Let's see what Grok says. Your situation sounds frustrating, but it's almost certainly tied to a viral incident from early 2026 that turned olive oil as an listed interest on a resume as a bit of internet joke in hiring circles. In late 2026, a post. Okay, this is actually talking about it. So that doesn't tell me why. Okay. Your rejection was likely influenced by a viral story. I would think, okay, the only thing I could think of is that olives are used in drinks, but I don't know what olive oil is used for. Okay. So either the same recruiter or someone else who saw it now side-eyes olive oil specifically, or just temporary cultural ripple where it became shorthand for a weird hobby. It's not that olive oil itself is inherently problematic. Probably plenty of people enjoy it as a foodie thing, cooking passion, health interest. It's that it memed as an example of something too random or specific. You know, I think that's funny that as an employer, I don't even think I would have cared. I may have brought them in just because I'd want to know why they were interested in the olive oil. Bottom line, it's not about you personally or any deeper issue. It's a bizarre, short-lived hiring quirk amplified by social media. It's the rest of your application that was strong. Okay, I guess I can get that. I mean, they probably didn't bring him in for more than just that. I wish I saw the rest of the resume. Just knew if you're looking for a job, Doug, don't use that for something.
Yeah, I guess not.
Did you know that there's a bill requiring Pennsylvania schools to teach cursive heads to governor's desk? Where they're going to start teaching to write in cursive.
Yeah, a lot of states are doing it.
I never understood why they weren't. I mean, I realize that everybody's using computers nowadays, but if you ever wanted to confuse your kids, just write in cursive and they'll never be able to decode it. I always thought it was weird that they stopped doing it. I don't know. It just seemed really bizarre, but I guess since everybody types, that would probably be the most of the reason why. So I just found that interesting that it's now going to be required. Here's a trivia question for you. How long can snakes go without food?
Days, I would suppose.
Is that your answer? Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
All right, here's the answer to your answer. The answer is, why snakes can go months, not days, months. I'm thinking about that too, because I thought about in the wintertime, snakes go without food because they hibernate, I guess. But according to this article, snakes may be one of nature's greatest predators, capable of eating a whole deer or even crocodiles, but just as impressive, they can go months, even a whole year, without a meal. And now, an international team of scientists thinks they know how they do it. So they, in a study published in the Journal of Open Biology, researchers report that snakes have lost the, I don't know how to pronounce that, GHRELIN. I'm going to say that's adrenaline gene, often called the hunger hormone gene, because it regulates appetite and signals when it's time to eat. Therefore, without a hormone signaling that they are hungry, they can manage long periods of time between meals. We need to get that for me.
Yeah.
The team made the discovery after analyzing the genomes of 112 reptile species, including snakes, turtles, crocodiles, using sequence comparison and gene loss detection tools, among other methods. In all the snakes they studied, which include pythons, boas, and vipers, genes for ghrelin and an enzyme called MBOT4, which activates ghrelin, were independently lost and heavily eroded. The same was true for gremlins, for chameleons and some toadhead agamas, a type of lizard. So, if you ever wondered, there's your answer. They can go quite a long time, up to a year maybe. So, we're celebrating 100 years of Black History Month. Did you know that?
No.
Yep, we're up to 100 years. According to this article here. There it is. 1 century of honoring Black history. BHM 100 is a national initiative marketing a century of honoring Black History Month, or Black history, while imagining the next 100 years. Imagine how it was 100 years ago versus the way it is now. It wasn't anything like it is now.
No, schools make a big deal out of it now.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine, like, we're white. We're not going to really think about that. But if you are Black or a person of color, and not even necessarily Black, but a person of color, of any color, even Hispanics, people have changed the way that they have treated minorities, which, by the way, we're considered the minority now. We, being the white people, treated them really badly, and it's really weird to think about this, but our ancestors were not very good. They didn't treat them very well. Didn't treat people very well. If they weren't white, many of our people did not treat, and still don't, but not as bad as then. And if you're Republican, you probably still don't treat them well anyway. But we'll get to that. But anyway, for 50 years, Negro History Week lived in the places we gathered, classrooms and sanctuaries, front porches, and living rooms. For the past 50 years, Black History Month has been celebrated and carried by people who knew that our stories were strength. That's a full century of remembering, teaching, celebrating, and passing it on. I'm just glad to see that we're becoming more united than we were, especially back then, because it was a pretty volatile situation. And I'm glad that it's better. It's still not where it should be. It's still not, as far as I'm concerned, it's still not really where we're all treated the same.
Not after last week.
Yeah. Actually, one of the one of the guys I watch on YouTube is called Civil Rights Lawyer. That's the name of his channel. And it amazes me how police treat, it amazes me how police treat people in general, but people of color, whether it be black or brown or whatever, often get treated a lot worse than the white people. And we've seen it in movies, we've heard about it, we've talked about it, but it really is bad. It is, and you know, I don't know how, because we're white, I don't understand it. Because, you know, I believe that we're all equal, and it just, there are people that just do not believe that. So, there's a pizza chain that's closing hundreds of locations. You care to guess which one it is?
Pizza Hut.
What's that?
Pizza Hut.
It is Pizza Hut, actually. That's actually right. That's scary, too, to think that of all the pizza places, I would have thought that they would be around forever. The way they did business, the way they were innovators for a long time, but I guess they have not been as good as, their pizza, I like their pizza, but I can honestly say I haven't gotten any of their pizzas forever. I don't remember.
It's a long time for me to have Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I haven't been to Pizza Hut, and I haven't been to who'd we say? Subway for a long time. So it's weird. So yeah, it's saying that approximately 1 out of 8 people were eating in the 2000s were eating pizza on any given day. I eat pizza every day. That's my breakfast usually. Because it's easy. I get these French bread pizzas, throw them in the air fryer, and that's my breakfast. And you know, I count my calories pretty well with that, because you know, if I do 2 French bread pizzas, I know how much I've eaten, and I eat 2 meals a day, and so one is pizza. A lot of times, so.
You're a little strange, Mike. You're a little strange.
I am, but am I? Am I really? Because bread is toast. Toast is bread. Cheese.
You need cheese and tomatoes.
And tomatoes, that's it. That's not that bad. And it's not high calorie when it's all said and done. So that's how I lost a lot of weight. Actually, when I lost my weight, I was eating French bread pizza for breakfast, and I was eating another meal at night, and they were both, you know, not a lot of calories, and I just started losing weight. And I didn't do it on purpose. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was devastated because of the things that were going on around me, and I just didn't have the motivation to do anything else. So, all right, so we got that. Let me see. I can give you the floor if you want it for now.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, in my World Weekly Brief, there's really only one thing going on, and that's Iran.
Okay.
And they are in talks with the United States right now. Talks are going slow. They're dragging out. Iran, in a position of weakness, is making all the demands. And it's allowing time for Iran to arm itself with Chinese and Russian weapons, both offensive and defensive.
Okay.
Trump wants all the uranium out, all the stockpiles out of Iran. They're balking at that. He wants the mullahs out. They're not going to do that. He wants the missiles out. They're not going to do that. And he wants all the prisoners and protesters released from jail. And they're not going to do that either. And so Khomeini has said no to everything except a possibly limited uranium deal. So we have our Navy and Air Force armadas are ready to strike at any moment in time. But Trump runs a big risk. Do you remember Obama when Assad was gassing his own people?
Yeah.
And Obama drew a red line in the sand?
Right.
and said if you gas your own people, we're going to strike. And then when he did, he didn't strike.
Okay.
Trump runs a risk of doing that because he told the Iranian people that help was coming. That was a month ago. And he said that the leader, Khomeini, should be very worried if a deal isn't done. And a deal hasn't been done for over a month. So President Trump has threatened Iran with military strikes if they continue to brutalize their own people. And he has to back up that threat. And here's what a lot of people think is going to happen, that the mullahs are going to release a whole lot of political prisoners, and they're going to submit to some type of nuclear substance, uranium inspections. So that's probably the end game. But if they don't do that, we could be at war.
Oh.
So, and that would cause oil prices to skyrocket.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, not a good situation.
Yeah, that's scary, actually.
The following program contains...
I don't know if I like that. That's, okay.
Okay, so now I have a question for you. Do you think you could pass an SAT vocabulary test?
No. Well, I don't know. I might be able to. I don't know. I don't know what level of what grade.
SAT would be senior.
Okay. So you got one? You gonna give it to me or?
Adulation.
Okay. Am I spelling it or what am I doing?
No, you're telling me what it means. Adulation.
Is that adulation? Adulation?
ADULATION.
I would say that sounds like it would be like to admire, something like that. Is that?
Yeah, you got it. I couldn't control my adulation when I met my idol, Dolly Parton.
Okay, I wasn't sure, but I thought that's what it was. But I somehow it sounded too easy, so I wasn't sure that I was right about that.
Yeah, it's a cousin of adoration.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Antipathy. ANTIPATHY. Antipathy.
I don't know what that is.
It's a strong sense of dislike. I couldn't hide my antipathy for the meal at the reception.
Okay, I wouldn't have got that one.
Okay, how about conditional?
Conditional? Oh yeah. It's one way or the other.
Yeah, getting your driver's license is conditional on the results of your driving test.
Right.
Didactic.
Biodactic, is that what you said?
Didactic. DIDACTIC. Dick. No, I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing it right. Didactic.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. It means educational or instructive.
Okay.
Although the book was entertaining, its didactic tone made the moral lesson a bit more obvious. How about digression?
Digression is like instead of going forward, you're going backwards.
Yeah. Going off topic.
Yeah.
Efficacy.
What is it?
Efficacy.
Spell it.
EFFICACY. Efficacy.
I don't know what that is.
Effectiveness. The fever-reducing medicine had great efficacy. And the next day, Brian was back on the playground.
Huh.
Exculpate.
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 Don't know that one either.
To exonerate or vindicate.
Okay.
After presenting new evidence to the jury, the accused was exculpated of all crimes.
Huh.
How about impute?
Oh boy, I'm failing this one. I guess I'm going to have to go back to school by the looks of things. No, I don't know what that is either.
Impute is give credit where credit is due. He was quick to point a finger and impute his brother for the broken window.
Huh. Okay.
How about nonchalant?
Oh, well, nonchalant would be like, who cares? I would be like, I don't know, you don't really care. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like apathetic.
Yeah, casual, unbothered, or indifferent. I was worried, but my sister was nonchalant about the upcoming test.
Yep, that one I knew.
You did pretty good, Mike.
I'm.
Well, no, you didn't. You did lousy. But
Well,
that's okay. You did pretty good.
I did about almost half, so I'm okay with that. That's better than I thought I would do because these words come up, and when you're not if you don't get exposed to them, you may not know them. And I don't think I've been exposed to those, so that would be part of the reason I didn't know any of those. Okay, that's not bad.
Okay, how about 6? You did pretty good, actually. For not being a reader, you did pretty good.
And that is true. I am not a reader.
If you were a reader, you would have run into some of those words.
Okay.
So you did pretty good. 6 jobs that paid more in the past. So how about a stockbroker? They used to make in '69. They ranged between $13,000 and $20,000, or in today's money, $118,000 to $182,000. Right?
Yeah.
Today they make about $79,000 in 1985. That's it.
Huh. Wow.
How about an airline pilot?
I would imagine they're a lot better. They're doing better than they were. Because that's a high. I mean, that's a high pressure job that, you can't just take a guy off the street and throw him in a plane. That's somebody. And actually, here's my reasoning for that. They cannot get enough pilots as it is, and the reason why I know that is there was a pilot that was caught. I just recently saw this video. He was caught with alcohol in his bags, and he was also drunk when he showed up at work. So you would expect him to be fired, and you would expect there to be no chance he would ever be back in a plane. Well, that's not how it works in the airplane industry because they have a shortage of pilots. So, of course, they did not allow him to fly, and they did fire him. But the thing about it is, if he goes through and gets his certification again, even though he was fired for having alcohol and being drunk, if he shows that he can do the test again, what he did to get his pilot's license, he'll get his pilot's license again, even though he was fired for being an alcoholic or being drunk. And they will somebody will hire him again because there's such a shortage of pilots. So that leads me to believe that there's money to be made as a pilot because there's a shortage of pilots.
Well, in '78, the average salary was $57,000 a year, with senior captains making $110,000. Today, those salaries would be between $300,000 to $570,000.
Okay.
However, today they earn about $138,000.
Wow. I'm shocked about that. I thought it would have been a little bit. I would have believed.
I thought it would be up in the 300,000 range.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easy.
Huh. That's interesting.
How about a steel worker?
Oh well, they would be bad. It'd be horrible.
Yeah, in '65 they were making about $145 a week, which is $7,540 annually.
Wow.
Or today it would be $78,000. Now, I used to work as a steel worker for 4 years.
My dad
I was
did.
making around 60. Yeah. I made about 60 a year. So that's about right.
My dad, I think my dad was at 30-something when he was still alive. And he was that was up until, he died in 86. So You know,
Today they make around 62.
that's horrible.
So they're not. That's horrible.
Wow.
Now here's something that's hard to look at: journalism. Journalism used to make 100 in 1950. They made $122 per week. That was the average, which was $6,300 annually, or about $70,000 in today's dollars. Today, a median journalist salary is around $57,500. That's not a lot of money.
No, not at all.
Not for a profession like that.
I would imagine that the problem is that with news being, or with everything being media, with media and everything being on the internet, that's taken a lot of the jobs away, because you used to have correspondence in every place, and you can't have that now because, you know, obviously there's so many people. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I can't even, you know, it's funny, I couldn't even imagine there being a media source or a journalism job out there anymore, because everybody does it on the, it's like everything you want to watch. It's like, okay, we watch Max on the YouTube. I mean, I'm sure he's not getting what he would have gotten if there weren't such an internet. With a smaller,
he lives on Super Chat.
Right. So I think anything media-wise would be kind of difficult to make money, because anybody can do it now with an internet connection, because all the information is on the internet somewhere. So I would say there's not a whole lot of money to be made there. In fact, I don't even know where you would make money today if you were to try to, you know, you'd have to do something different from everybody else, something that isn't available at your fingertips on the internet. And I wouldn't even know.
That?
I don't even know what
that would be.
Yeah, I don't even know what I would do if I were looking for a job. I don't know where I would find a job, because even sales. I mean, think about it. Department stores, there aren't that many. I mean, there are very few department stores. Everybody buys on Amazon, and everything on Amazon's doesn't really require a lot of people to do it, because it's all in the shipping department. And so it's like, I don't even know what I would do for a job if I were looking for a job. So I'm glad I'm not looking.
Hard.
Even that's, you know, that's one thing. I mean, with a band, I can always work. But like, for instance, if you work up here, this is like working in the slums. You're only going to get so much money. Like, okay, to give you an idea, I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit. This is a very small bar, very, very small bar. We're a 4-piece band. We made $400. That's horrible.
$100 a piece.
Now, if I were in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach, my buddy Rich, they get like something like $2,500 for a gig, and tips. So they might make $300 in tips each. It depends on the crowd, but you know, so it depends on where you're living on how much you're going to make. If I wanted to live in South Carolina, I could get a job, but the only time you're making that kind of money is the summertime when everybody's at the beach. So wintertime, you can't make that kind of money. Key West, you can make all kinds of money in Key West, because they're warm all year. But you know, if you're in Pennsylvania, we make $1,200, I think, at the Moose Lodges. That's decent money. But when you consider the years that you're spending learning music and stuff, you know, the hours that you don't get paid for, you're losing money until your band's going, and then you better hope that band stays together, and you better hope you got jobs, especially in the winter, because like we couldn't make our $400 at the club the other week because it was so cold. We had people, but it really wasn't what it should have been. You know, we didn't have a lot of people there like we should have, and it wasn't because we weren't good enough. It was because it was so cold, nobody was going out, and they were calling for snow. So, you know, it's we ended up getting $350 instead of $400. So that kind of thing does happen. Sadly, we could have said no. We're not gonna let you give us $350. We were told $400, and then we probably would have never been there again. But for the most part, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the fun. I'm in it for the art of playing. And so are my partners. My partners in the band. We're not really in it for the money. We're in it because we want to play. And so that's really more important to me. But if I needed money, I couldn't do it for a living because, if you're not making real money, it's like wrestling. It's like the guys that wrestled for us and didn't get paid because they gave us money back because they knew that we didn't make enough money. You have that. We didn't ask them. We were still paying them even if we didn't have enough to pay them. We still pay them because that's, some promoters don't, by the way. Some of the promoters, I've been in places where I was told I was going to, what's the state over, one state over from you, right next to you?
Indiana.
Indiana. We played in Indiana, and we drove like 12 hours to get there, something like that. And we got there, and we got to the place, and the guy said, after we got there, we gave your money to Jerry Lawler because he was a last-minute thing. And I said, what? Yeah, we so if you want to leave right now, you can leave right now, or you can stay and participate, but you're not going to get paid. What's that? If I said I'm going to,
right.
If I say I'm going to pay you, I'm going to pay you, and if you gave money to Jerry Lawler, that comes out of your pocket, not mine. Well, that came out of our pocket. Cage and I didn't get paid that night. That happens. It happens, and it's because there are people out there that do that. Oh, they had an opportunity to buy or to get Jerry Lawler, so they gave him our pay. That sucked. It sucked big time because we just drove 12 hours, and what are we going to do? We're going to drive 12 hours back and do nothing? Well, we stayed and worked the show because that's what we were paid to do, what we would have been paid to do. And it's a sucky business. But, there are people that that's what they do. But unfortunately, we didn't get paid that night. And so if you're talking about doing things to make money, entertainment's not necessarily the thing to do if you're going to do things to make money.
Well, here's something. TV repair technicians used to make between $50,000 and $75,000 a year. Now that's our money today. In the '60s, they were making between $5,000 and $6,700. $5,000 and $6,700, right? Today they don't make any money at all because you throw your TV away.
That's what I was going to say. You said it already. So no one's going to fix an LED TV because they're just going to buy the new brand, which is going to be better quality anyway than the used one that you would fix to. And it doesn't cost. I mean, I'm seeing on Marketplace, what is it, 70-inch TVs, 80-inch TVs or whatever, for a couple $100, and then it says it doesn't work. And I'm thinking, well, why would you buy it then? Because I wouldn't buy. I mean, because for just a little more, you could get it new, or maybe for a lot more, but I wouldn't take the chance on a used TV on anything. Electronics are just throwaways nowadays.
Retail sales associates used to make in our money, in our year, $50,000 to $70,000 a year. Today they're lucky if they make $34,700.
Yeah, I believe that. And it doesn't pay to have a retail store anymore. I mean, it really doesn't. People go to Best Buy so that they can see the product, and then they don't buy it. Then they'll take and then order it from Amazon. So a lot of the times in the old days, people were afraid to hook up their own TVs, and it was a lot more complicated. I just saw something that Christine said. Christine said back on the olive oil thing. She said, olive oil, is it in drinking or is it olive oil? It says, is it drinking it or wrestling in it? That's a good answer. I missed that.
Okay, Mike, I'm throwing it back to you.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go straight to Savannah Guthrie, whose mother was kidnapped last week. I guess they're looking at a week in now, where they do have video of the person who kidnapped her. The video, you can't really tell if it's a guy or a girl. It's probably a guy, just judging by the body size. And the guy showed up at like 6 a.m. or something like that, or it was the middle of the night. I don't know. But anyway, they still don't have any more than they do before. But the thing that's interesting about that is that it's not really what I would consider a normal kidnapping, because the kidnappers demanded money, and somehow they believe that the kidnappers are somewhere local to where they are. And it has to do with the time involved in how far away they are from the place that she was kidnapped, that they couldn't be, they probably did not take a plane. They probably didn't drive there. Well, they may have driven there, but they had, now that they have a time that the person went to the house, they can now look at traffic cams. But because of where it's located, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And well, they just found this stuff out today that what that guy looks like and stuff, but they still don't know who or where, or where she is and all that stuff. But I'm wondering, because she's 84, she probably had medication she had to take of some sort.
Yeah.
And how are they keeping her in her medications? Where did they take her medications? Did they make her take her medications? Is she even alive? That's what I'd like to know. There's a lot of what ifs. Let's see here. I think it's really interesting that in this day and age, I think they can get away with this. I don't think they're going to get away with this, because somewhere they're going to screw up. Because I can't imagine they're actually going to return her. And I can't imagine, I guess they're going to do it in Bitcoin, so it's not traceable, but they can tell whether or not the money has been sent somehow. And I don't understand Bitcoin enough to explain that, so I just found it very, very interesting. But that woman that disappeared is I really feel bad for the family, unless one of the members of the family did it. And that's still not ruled out.
We're looking at two men in the family.
Yeah, I don't think that's been ruled out yet. So, they're going to have to, at some point, they're going to have to, one way or the other, they're going to have to come up with the next step, whatever it is. There's all kinds of rumors out there, and I just don't know. We don't know what's next, but I find that a little unnerving that a family member would do that. I just think the whole idea of kidnapping, especially an old woman that age, it's just not right. I mean, that poor lady, if she is still alive, is probably terrified, because if they did take her, they probably covered her head, and she's probably all confused. And, I just really feel bad for her. And it's just over money. That's just, when was the last time you heard of a high-profile kidnapping, especially at this point? It just seems really wrong, and I don't get it. So, I'm bothered by that whole thing. While we're at it, let's talk about Trump. You started talking about Trump. Let's talk about Trump a little bit. Trump plans to close the Kennedy Center for renovation. Isn't that fun? Yeah. It says Trump announced plans to close the Kennedy Center for a 2-year renovation. Man, that really makes it worth to have his name on that, doesn't it? So he can close it for 2 years. So nobody. What was the point? What's the point of it? You're not going to have.
Because if Democrats win, it's going to be changed right back.
Exactly. He better get it in while he can. So I found that interesting. That was one thing I found pretty almost funny. Then it says Trump says he shouldn't be involved in the battle for the WB. He has investments in that. We disclosed that last week. The Justice Department will handle it. Donald Trump is changing his tune, saying his new plans are to stay out of the Netflix and Paramount fight over the Warner Brothers Discovery. While the president previously said he might weigh in on the massive deal, and which would be bad because with him being a stock owner, I don't think I want the president to be involved in that. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Okay, then we say the final. Okay, there's a problem with the final boss. Trump administration's definitely not a fan of Bruce Springsteen and his new anti-ICE protest song. The legendary singer released the track on Wednesday about what he called state terror. The ICE has committed in Minneapolis, including the killings. The Alex Preddy and the Renee Good. In response, the White House shared a statement. The Trump administration's focused on encouraging state and local Democrats to work with the federal law enforcement officers in removing dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens from their communities, not random songs with opinions and inaccurate information. This is really bizarre, but okay. Trump posts, then deletes a video that appears to depict the Obamas as apes. The faces of former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama were superimposed on the heads of apes in a video President Donald Trump shared late Thursday. The clip references allegations of voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election and has drawn criticism from both sides of the aisle. The whole White House said the video originated from an online meme inspired by Lion King. Now, I understand that also there were other apes besides the Obamas. So, to be fair, it wasn't just the Obamas that were apes. So, to stop, the first thing that people would say is, well, there were others. There were others. And I do understand that it was based on the Lion King, and it was meant to be not apes, but, it was supposed to be, there were white people as well that were considered apes in that.
Mike, would you do that?
No, I wouldn't have done that anyway, but I wouldn't.
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it just on the fact that someone's going to take offense to it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't have done it because I'm not petty either. So the thing is, I wish the president would stop being petty, and I wish he would stop he stopped acting like a freaking teenager, and it just drives me crazy. Just be a president. Just be what a president should be. Stop being a freaking teenager. I just want a president. I don't want someone that's going to be vindictive against everybody that he doesn't get along with. That's the wrong. See, now you know why I didn't vote. That's why I didn't vote. I didn't think he would be a good president. When I saw what he did the first time, I knew he was going to do this stuff again. And I didn't want Kamala either, because I didn't know she couldn't do she would do worse. But I just didn't have it in me to vote for him a second time because of the pettiness. I don't want a petty president. I don't want to have to be embarrassed every other time he talks. And that's the way it is. We're always...
Well, see, the other problem is he didn't apologize.
No. But
he knew how African Americans would take that.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. You know, we got to stop with the with the pettiness. You know, and I understand that it's him more than everyone else because that's his personality. He's always got to be right, and he's always got to have the last word. And I like some of the things he's done. I don't like some of the things he's done. I like there's some things that are good ideas. There's some things I don't like, but it's okay. It doesn't make a big difference. But there's some